Welcome to the Sussex Football Show with me, Dean Kilford, and powered by your instant replay. Worthing travelled to Brightlingsea Regent on the back of 3 successive defeats. A win for either team would see them climb into the playoff places. Worthing started strongly, Newton driving at the Brightlingsea defence, Aguirre with the layoff to invite Ollie Pearce to rattle the ball into the net, his 9th of the season. Brightlingsea didn't pose much threat in the first half but came mighty close when this header flashed inches wide. With chances few and far between, an open play set pieces presented the best opportunity to score, and on 67 minutes Colbrand's header back into the danger area was guided in by Jones. That's his 3rd goal in 5 appearances for the centre-back. Perntrow was alert at the other end, a header from substitute Billy Jones tipped away. Worthing have been used to finishing games with fewer men recently, but this time it was their opponents who were reduced to 10 men, Jake Gould seeing red for a 2nd yellow. Brightlingsea would have one final chance to get back into the game, Perntrow equal to Yaxley's effort and then getting down well to deny Rudd on the rebound. Worthing run out 2-0 winners and climbed back into the playoff places. Just 3 points separate 4th place Kingstonian from tonight's hosts in 11th. Lewes were looking to close the gap on leaders Haringey Borough as Margate came to the dripping pan on Wednesday night. Margate came closest to opening the deadlock, Flisher with the acrobatics, but the ball sliced off the winger's shin. An in-swinging corner was met by the palm of Lewis Carey and fell straight to Ben Swift, the defender getting his shot all wrong. It took until the second half for Lewes to create their first meaningful shot, Leon Redwood spotting the gap before firing just over the top. A Lewes corner caused mayhem in the box as the defender on the line turned his back, the ball struck the post. Bluedon put the ball in the net, but the referee had already blown for a free kick. Lewes were pushing for a winner and were given a real chance when substitute Callum Overton was needlessly pushed in the back. Jonty Smith scored from the spot in his previous game against Wingate and Finchley, but failed here as his tame effort was easily saved by Lewis Wells, and with the final kick of the game, a potential 3 points ends up being won. Final score Lewes 0, Margate 0. Whitehawk are 4 points from safety and were looking to close the gap further when they welcomed Carshalton Athletic to the Terra Pura ground. It was the Londoners who were on top for the opening proceedings, and Jacob Mendy was rewarded when his determination gave him the opening to fire the ball between the legs of Minter and give Carshalton the lead. Whitehawk were growing into the game and worked this opening for Aaron Good, who couldn't keep his shot down. On the stroke of half-time, Minter was the saviour as he used his legs to keep out Dixon before pouncing on the rebound. Just as Whitehawk were beginning to have control of the game, Carshalton extended their lead. Minter's hesitation saw the ball drop invitingly for Tommy Bradford, who side-footed the ball into the vacant net. And it could have been 3 straight from kick-off, Minter with a great save to deny Mendy a 2nd goal. Nathaniel Pinney was introduced from the bench and had an immediate impact, holding the ball up before finding space on the edge of the box. Muggeridge picked him out. Pinney guided the ball into the net with the outside of his boot to reduce the arrears. Deep into stoppage time, there was one last chance as Whitehawk piled everyone in the box. Ambrosine kept the attack alive with the acrobatics, and Henry Muggeridge was there to slide home. Whitehawk salvage a point with the last attack of the game. Burgess Hill were looking to bounce back following their disappointing defeat to AFC Hornchurch last weekend. Bishop Stortford were the visitors to the Green Elephant Stadium. and they got off to the worst start as a simple ball forward was laid off to the extra man Ryan Charles. His first effort was saved but fell kindly back to him, and he tapped in to open the scoring. Burgess Hill were struggling to create chances. Ben Pope forced to try the spectacular from distance, comfortably dealt with by Arthur Janata. But Janata was tested a few minutes later. Career shot tipped round the post. Only the post then denied Warman as he avoided the challenge of Cadman and got his shot away. But that reprieve was short-lived, Curitan dropping deep from the corner and picking out Charles to nod in his second of the game. The Hillians were looking for an instant response as they pushed bodies forward for a corner, but were caught out on the break. Werman picked the ball up midway inside his own half and charged forward. He had the composure to slide the ball home and give Bishop Stortford an unassailable lead. Burgess Hill would have one last chance from the corner, but the ball didn't drop kindly to Gary Elphick. So Burgess Hill dropped back into the relegation zone on an afternoon to forget. Worthing wanted to build on their win at Brightlingsea in midweek, and although they have the best away record in the league, they have one of the worst home records with only 4 wins in 12 coming into this game against Enfield Town. Early on it looked like they might change that record. Bud's floated ball was headed towards goal by Colbrand, only to see James Crane lift the ball over the keeper and onto the top of the bar. At the other end, Perntrail came out well to deny Green from point-blank range. Green was to be denied again by the Worthing keeper. Enfield Town was starting to get on top. Enfield were pouring forward at every opportunity. Bricknell worked himself some space in the box. Perntrail once again to the rescue. Just before half-time, Enfield Town got the goal they deserved. Bricknell backheeling the ball over the line. There was still time in the half for Worthing to grab an equaliser. Aguirre's free kick too much for the keeper to handle. Ajiboy with the air kick before Newton's shot was matched by Wright, and the chance went begging. You would expect Worthing to come out fighting in the second half, but any fight was deflated just 2 minutes after the restart. Matthew Johnson with a scorcher into the top corner picked that one out. It went from bad to worse as less than 2 minutes later Johnson grabbed his second and Enfield's third. He had far too much space and time to pick his spot. Worthing had a mountain to climb. A superb sliding challenge then prevented Crane from scoring at the back post as Worthing were looking for a response. And it was Enfield defender Dan Rumans who almost gave Worthing a consolation, heading over his own bar. So Worthing suffer a 3-0 defeat. That's 11 goals conceded in their past 3 league games at home. Three Bridges welcome promotion chasing Ashford United, looking for a first win in 4 games. A short corner caught out the home team as Williams headed just over. Ashford were looking impressive in the early stages. At the other end, a header from George Gaskin was tipped onto the bar. Three Bridges coming close. Gaskin then tried his luck from 25 yards. Lee Hook backpedaling to tip over the bar. Perseverance from Williams and a cheeky back heel set the ball up for Sam Cornet to curl in. Ashford United had the lead. Three Bridges almost replied instantly. Afua played in behind, the ball just too far ahead of the forward, despite soft appeals for a penalty. header from Coker was well kept out by James Shaw. Three Bridges was still in the game. Ashford were then nearly gifted a second goal, but superb positioning on the line prevented Cornet doubling his tally. So the game finished 1-0. Three Bridges remained 12th. Lewes ladies had lost their last 3 games without scoring, but they were buoyed by a new face in the squad and starting lineup, Sophie Perry joining from Brighton Hove Albion ahead of their game at home to London Bees. And it was Perry who came closest to opening the scoring, her curling free kick coming off the top of the bar. A superb block from Boswell prevented the Bees from opening the scoring at the other end, throwing herself at the ball with the goal gaping. The pull back pass almost played the Bees in again, Baker alert to prevent the goal. The Bees, though, did take the lead in the 64th minute, Nunn running in behind 2 defenders and lofting the ball over Baker. And 4 minutes later it was 2. Littlejohn forcing the ball over the line as Baker couldn't get 2 hands on the ball. Lewes couldn't find a way back into the game in what was a fairly even contest. Signs of improvement, but that's 4 defeats on the spin without a goal for the Rockettes. Thank you for watching the Sussex Football Show. I've been Dean Kilford, and we'll be back next week with all the best of Sussex football, powered by your instant replay.